Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, max out your savings. The more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Plus, get free home delivery on any smart bed with base. Limited time. Check it out at a Sleep Number store near you or at sleepnumber.com today.
Don't ask me to talk. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Don't Ask Me to Talk. I am one of your co-hosts. I'm Stacy Heller.
Yes, welcome. I'm the other co-host, one of your podcast pals, if you will. I'm Eric Ryder.
It's another exciting episode.
Don't Ask Me to Talk.
Don't Ask Me to Talk. We are, what do you call us? Conversational off-roaders.
That's right.
We never met a tangent we didn't like.
Correct.
There's not a thread that we won't pull.
You said it.
I did say it.
And by the end of the show, we're both stark naked because of that.
It's kind of true.
We're just pulling threads. It's a mess.
It's definitely a thing.
Yes.
Like, I do that with everything, not just conversations, but this is a horrible story and it's embarrassing for me.
Go on.
Yes. There was a gentleman.
I'm listening.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad, everyone. Like, you are going to have secondhand embarrassment for me. I was
Cannot wait.
at a networking event with a gentleman, lovely gentleman. I've known him for a really long time. And he's wearing a button-up shirt and a V-neck sweater. And we're having this whole conversation. And he had a hair on his sweater. So I pulled the hair off of his sweater.
Yuck.
Yep, wasn't on his sweater. It was on his chest.
Ruh-roh.
I was like, oh, let me put that back. Like, what do you even do? I literally was like, oh, God, sorry.
Did he say ow?
He was just like, that's attached. And I was like, oh, let me just tuck that in there. And I'm like patting his chest. It was horrible. He was very good-natured about it.
Yes.
And luckily, like, it was all fine. He's like,
Right.
oh, normally my wife helps me keep manscaped, but I guess one got away or something. And I was just like, I am dead. I mean, it's so hard to recover from that. But
Yeah, I mean, probably not touching other people without their permission is a good idea.
yeah, well, it's funny how it sometimes doesn't seem to work that way.
Yes.
So
But
anyway,
this is like when I was in Paris recently, we had a nice meal at a little bistro, and the waiter came over and knocked over the girlfriend's Coke, and it went everywhere.
oh my God. Oh, tell me he didn't dab at her.
He dabbed at her.
Oh, he dabbed at her.
He did it in like such a like, I don't know, like he's done it like a million times, kind of professional manner that it was so like I was all ready to be like, oh my God, I can't believe he dabbed you. But he did it like so quick and just like so it actually did its job.
There we go.
That it was I was like, okay, you can't argue with success.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you can just tell if there's like the linger or there's like something weird. But if
Yes.
it's done like quickly and automatically and whatever,
Yes.
it's like, okay, a little dab will do you. Great.
That's right. Yep.
Wow.
Yes, and he gave us a free Coke, and I think might have comped the salad. I don't remember,
Nice.
but yeah,
Did she have ice in her Coke?
no, this was they just give you a bottle.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so funny because when I was in Italy and we went out to lunch one day, I was like, I'll have a Coke Zero, which is basically like their Diet Coke.
Right.
And yes, I'm American. I understand. I need the glass of ice. And they were like, yep. Like, you didn't fool me. Anyway, it's a thing. I can't not do ice with my Diet Coke. I don't know. Anyway.
For
okay.
me, if it's a cold beverage, I don't need ice.
I do.
Yeah, you like to crunch it?
It's not even that I like to crunch it. I think
Because I do.
I don't. It's almost like it waters it down or something.
Yeah.
And I like that better.
Which I don't like, but I like the crunching. Which I know is annoying to everybody else. It's like one of those like bad habits that I have that, I know other people be like, stop that. And, but, it's just one of those things like biting your nails that gives you satisfaction that's clearly wrong, but you can't help yourself. I used to.
I bite my nails to trim them, not as a nervous habit.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, that's kind of gross. But
yeah.
I know. But I end up like just sort of like, okay, let me bite or just like trim it and then boom, done. Yeah, I'm a lot. I don't even know
Everybody
what to say.
has these kind of
Everybody
things.
has a thing. Now, ice, then do you like cubes? Do you like the little bullets? Do you like crushed ice? What's your thing?
I guess I like the ones that you get with like a fountain beverage, which is they're little cubes, but they have a hole in them.
Oh, yeah. Because then it's not like such a huge crunch.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a nice little crunch.
You'd be good if you were going through labor because they give you ice to chew on.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I'm like, what is this doing? This is doing nothing for me.
Yes.
But it's a thing that they give you ice to chew on.
Yeah, it's better than, a rubber ball or something.
Well, you just pitch it at somebody. Like the stress ball, like when you give blood.
Yeah.
And they have you squeeze the ball.
Right.
Yeah. That always happens with
I was
me.
thinking to chew on, but yeah.
Oh, right.
They also had to do the stress balls, yes.
Yeah, okay.
So maybe that's actually the better thing. Give them a stress ball.
Maybe. Although I still like wing it probably would have wung it. Is that a past tense of wing? Winged it?
Yeah.
Wung it? I would have wung that sucker at Pete.
Well.
Anyway. Okay.
So instead you just threw ice at him?
Well, no, I didn't do that.
Okay.
That would have been a waste of ice.
Right.
No, but he did. I'll never forget this. They tell you like in all the books, like, okay, bring this to the room, bring this, bring that. Like, husbands, bring a sandwich. You might get hungry, and like bring your own washcloth so that you know that it's yours, and all these kinds of things. Well, whatever. I'm like, just get me there. I'm no nonsense. And I remember when Pete's taking a washcloth and he's like mopping my brow, and I was like, okay, that's annoying enough, but whatever. And then he's like wiping my hands, and I'm like, dude, I gotta hold on to these grips. Like, what are you doing? You're making it slippy. He's like, sorry, because when you're pushing, you're holding on.
Yeah.
To the grips.
No, but wouldn't mopping up the sweat make it less slick?
No, it didn't. It was just, I think I was just like, stay away. Like,
right.
He was trying, but it wasn't like it was a damp washcloth. It was kind of wet. And so I was just like, this isn't helping. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a fun story. Okay.
Well, I'm just glad I never had to go through that. I mean, I was my mother's Lamaze partner for my sister's birth.
Stop. That's so cute.
But when we got to the hospital, they're like, oh, yeah, you go in the other room and watch cartoons. I'm like, sold.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So
I
who
wasn't
was with
even
her?
in. I think, her friend showed up and was around.
Well, that's nice.
But yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's like who you want is the nurses.
Right.
Like, you don't even care about the doctor. Like,
Yeah.
they show up at the last minute and they're like, got it. But the nurses are the ones. Oh, but that's cute that you went and you did that.
Yeah, but later I had to watch some film of it, and it was like,
Oh.
I don't want to see that.
Oh.
Scarred for life.
Yeah. No wonder you don't have kids. Oh. Okay.
But yeah, it was.
I don't even watch, like, people that record the birth.
Right.
I'm like, nope, I have my own mental movie,
Yes.
and it's a horror movie.
Yeah, you don't need to see that.
Oh. Oh, I'm sorry for little Eric.
Well, what are you going to do?
All right. Well, Anyway, we promised that we pull a thread and we pull it to the end. And
That's
there you
right.
go.
Yep.
Somehow that thread got us to a film on childbirth.
Yes. I was going to mention, though, that I listened to a podcast, speaking of us pulling threads and not knowing where they're going, but I listened to a very popular podcast called Doughboys each week. And this last episode, I swear they were recapping our bits.
What?
On the episode.
Really?
Without them knowing, of course. I don't think they actually listened to the show.
You never know.
Yet. But they talked about, like, well, what's the equivalent of an eagle-eyed listener? Which we talked about.
We totally
recently.
did.
Yes.
That's so
Yes.
specific.
Yes. There was some discussion of the Charlie Bit Me early YouTube video, and they also mentioned Scary Movie, which you recently watched. So it was kind of like getting a little slice of Damped on another podcast.
That's crazy.
So it's just parallel thinking, of course, but it is funny when it's like, hey,
Yeah.
hands off.
I mean, like, that was us.
That's our thing.
It's trademarked.
Yes.
Came up first.
That's right.
That's kind of cool, though, that, like, there are other parallel thinkers. We're not
Yes.
the only ones in this crazy echo chamber.
That's right.
All right.
So
What is Doughboys about?
they review chain restaurants.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, very funny show.
Okay.
Yeah, they get a little filthier than we do.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're very...
But we're also on the radio, so we can't talk about some of the stuff that they talk about. But,
right.
Yeah. But it's a very fun podcast, and shout out to them. And well, guys, get in touch. We'd love to have you on as guests,
Oh, yeah. I mean...
and vice versa.
Absolutely. I mean, especially if you're talking
I'll
about...
review, Burger King for whatever 12th episode that they want to do with that.
Yeah, I big fan. Fast food and bread and dough and boys.
Right.
So there you go. Okay.
So anyway, we're about 12 minutes into the episode, and I haven't had a chance to say, how was your week?
Oh, thanks. It was a lot of jet lag, as we talked about last time, and
Yep.
it took a minute. I don't know if it's the 9 hours or if it's I'm old or I don't know what it is, but it was a good week. It was a chill week. Halloween happened. If you're listening to the show on a regular basis, last
Right.
time we talked about that. We had no trick-or-treaters, which is just depressing.
We had some trick-or-treaters. Like, we had, 2 or 3 groups of surly teens, and they both got... huge handfuls of candy, because I'm like, I don't want to have this all year long, trying to eat away at, this big container of
Right, because we don't want to be wasteful.
candy. Yeah, exactly. So the kids that actually did make it out, and it was windy and rainy. So, yeah, you can understand why we'd have reduced trick-or-treaters. But, yeah, the few that actually did show up, they really got treated.
I don't know. But here's what I'm going to say. From a generational standpoint, back in my day,
Right.
neither wind, nor hail, nor rain, nor snow, nor sleet would keep us away from that sweet, sweet candy. And we would go out, and our parents would stay at home, and maybe
Yeah,
there
but
was one...
nowadays your parents don't stay at home. They come with you.
I know.
And if the parents are coming with you, they're going to be like, oh, it's pouring, it's nasty, you're going to catch your death of
This is
cold.
what I'm
Let's go
saying.
to the mall and trick-or-treat indoors. And kids are like, candy is candy, so why not?
It's true. I'm just
Yeah.
saying generationally, we're raising softies.
But I think it's the adults that are the softies in this
Well,
case, and
that's
I
true.
totally understand. I wouldn't
Yeah.
want to be out there.
I guess so. I just, as a kid that loved getting candy on Halloween,
Yeah.
I was like, I think the best Halloweens of my life were not when I was little. It was when my kids were little, and all 4 of them would go out trick-or-treating and come home with buckets of candy. And the kitchen table, when they would empty their baskets, I was like, this right here, add to the pros list of why having a lot of kids is good. There's not a lot on that side.
Sure.
But Halloween candy is an add-on.
Yeah. I mean, or you could just buy it if you don't have kids.
I mean,
Or eat the
that.
leftover candy from that you buy anticipating like 50 trick-or-treaters and instead you get 10.
Yeah. But, whatever. Anyway, so it was a good week all in all. Nothing dramatic happened. My son doesn't need me anymore, so that's upsetting because he moved to California.
I'm sure he needs you.
I mean, but he doesn't. He moved to California, has stayed very generously with his girlfriend's family, has a place, moved in, ordered a bed frame, went to the store, got a mattress. Like,
He's adulting.
But
Yeah, that's good.
here's the thing.
It means you did a good job.
Thank you. And also, what? The other 3 kids were far more independent when they lived at home. And so then me helping out, I think, felt like a bonus for them. And so they welcomed it. He was far more dependent on us. And so maybe being independent is what feels like a bonus for him.
Yeah.
And it's just weird because I'm like, it's the baby. Like, oh, do you need me to tell you what sheets to get? And he's like, nah, I got it. I'm fine. And so kudos to him. And you're right. Kudos to us. We did a good job. It's just weird. I feel like I went out of the parenting thing with a whimper instead of a bang.
Well, that's good. You don't want to go out of the parenting thing with a bang.
Yeah, it's true. All right. How was your week? How is your cold? You've been sick since you returned.
Yeah, it's been no fun. My Halloween, and I did wear a mask. I went to urgent care.
Oh, so it was not like a Iron Man mask or
No,
the
it
plastic
wasn't.
masks of our youth.
No, it was not.
Oh,
it was
no.
just like I've got a cold. And I'm going to be in a small room with people that are probably also sick. So going to try and,
Mitigate that.
Mitigate that, yeah. So, yeah, I picked up a little something while I was traveling, but it just meant that I had to blow my nose once a day. Not a big deal.
Right.
But when I got back, it felt like super exhausted, slept all day. I thought, oh, that's just jet lag. But since then, I have felt like bad. Then a day will go by and I feel like, oh, I feel good.
Right.
Yeah, I think I'm over
turned
this
the corner.
thing. Yes. And meanwhile, the girlfriend dealing with the same thing. So we picked up the same thing together. But not knowing what it is, but thinking, oh, this is going to go away. This is going to go away. Then I had a doctor's appointment. I felt fine that day, so I went to the doctor's appointment, had my annual physical. They gave me 2 shots, 2 vaccinations. So, sore on both arms. So I'm like spinning around trying to get to sleep, because I'm a side sleeper. So that was kind of backfired on me. But otherwise, I'm like, so the next day I was kind of tired. So I just chalked that up to getting, 2 vaccinations.
Sure.
But then since then, I've had that, like the malaise. Yeah, I've had, feeling bad, having to blow my nose, some coughs and sneezes and stuff. And then I started adding up like how long it's been since I, been feeling badly. And it was like, oh, shoot, this has been like 3 weeks now at least. And so, I did a little research and they're like, hey, if your cold is lasting more than a week, really, you should maybe seek some medical help. So I went down to urgent care and they, did some tests and they think that it was probably a bacterial cold of some sort.
Okay.
So I got some antibiotics. And so I'm on, as of this taping, I'm on the 4th day of taking. I'm feeling better.
Okay.
Yeah, but still not 100%. I'm trying to get past that and got my fingers crossed that everything is good. And this will entirely be gone by tomorrow with my next and final dose of the antibiotics. But if not, then could be more.
Is it like amoxicillin? My kids used to love amoxicillin. Like, it was like the pink liquid medicine that they always give
no,
kids.
this is pills. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Lame.
Yeah.
My kids used to be like, oh, are we getting the pink medicine?
Right.
They always liked that. I'm like, oh, so gross.
But
okay.
Yeah, they were like, so what pharmacy do you want this sent to? And I realized my pharmacy has gone out of business since the last time I had to get medication. So so I'm like, well, might as well make it Safeway. That's nearby. So I went to Safeway, and turns out they've got a nice little waiting room that I had no idea about. I was the only one in there. It's like quiet and peaceful.
Wow.
Normally the store is like really hopping and like people running all over the place. But there's this little oasis at the pharmacy in Safeway. Yeah. I'm like, I might just sneak in there next time feeling overwhelmed in the vegetable section.
Exactly. During the cleanup in aisle 5.
That's right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was kind of interesting.
And they do like
learning
flu
new
shots
stuff.
and all that kind of stuff there.
Yes, they do. Yeah. Yeah, it's a full service pharmacy. So, which I never really considered all the times that I'm just pushing past trying to get my bananas and whatnot. So, like, I guess this is my new pharmacy.
Now, how come, like, was your pharmacy a small
No,
pharmacy?
it was
like,
Bartell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And Bartell's had the best Christmas gifts. Like, I would go in there for stocking stuffers because they had everything.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it, was going down there, and then like the unique like regional stuff that they had was a lot of
stuff
fun.
From like Archie McPhee's.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I usually didn't buy that stuff, but it was fun to look at while I waited for them to fill my prescription for whatever, Flonase or whatever,
Right.
So yeah, but that's sadly gone because Rite Aid bought them out, and then Rite Aid itself went out of bankrupt.
Yep.
So everything is gone essentially.
Kaput.
So,
I know. Where I live in Issaquah, we had a Rite Aid, gone, and we had a Bartell's, gone.
Yep.
And I miss Bartell's. They had, like, as I said, holiday times.
And it's just Bartell, right?
Bartell.
Yeah.
No.
But that is the reason. I mean, that is the thing that everybody says Bartell's, and it's one of those things that's funny. It's like we've got like Wright Park that people all call Wrights Park in Tacoma, and we've got Owen Beach, which people call Owens Beach.
Interesting.
But yeah, there's definitely half the population that adds a possessive to all these things, and I'm not sure if this is like specific to this region or not, but it seems like
that's like
it's something I've noticed. Yeah, but Walgreens is not possessive; it's just plural. It's like their name is.
Well,
Walgreens
I think of
or whatever.
Bartell's as just being with an S. I don't think of apostrophe. I don't think possessive. I'm just like Bartell's. I don't know.
There's several Bartells.
Yeah, it's
and
the
they
Bartell's.
open a drugstore.
It's the Bartell family pharmacy.
Right.
Well,
but it would be the Bartell's family.
Right, apostrophe. Yeah, so I'm just saying it wrong. Well, it's gone. So,
but I mean,
but it's a common.
You are far
common,
from the only one to do that. Yeah, but it is just one of those things that it's funny that people tend to do that. I don't know why, but it's just one of those deals.
Yeah. Weird. Okay. Well, same with Lego. It's not Legos.
Right.
It's Lego. I had learned that from Charlie. Boy, I'll tell you what. He would correct me on the regular about that one. All right. Anything else exciting? Did Gertie at least wear the pumpkin costume?
You know what? I was all prepared to put her in the pumpkin costume. She's got a little jack-o'-lantern hoodie that I got her for Halloween. And she's worn that several times since I got it.
Well, it's spooky season.
But then the girlfriend goes and pulls out a fairy princess dress for her.
What?
Complete with little wings.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
And so, yes, it was adorable. So she wore the fairy princess
I didn't get a picture of that.
Well, I'll send it to you.
All right, I'm going to need a picture of that because
she immediately got mud on the wings.
Well, because she was like, "Get these things off of me." Well, my cat does not like any form of costume. My grandcat, however, he's kind of a blob, and so I put a little apron on him and sort of stood him up. So he just looked like a fat cat chef. That was that. But then I put a bow tie and left it on him all night, and he was fine with it. So he must be used to wearing a collar. I don't know. Anyway. All right. Anything else?
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I've got a bunch of little projects going on at once, so it's been interesting. I'm getting solar panels installed.
Okay.
Just in time to take advantage of all the sunshine that we're getting here.
I know. As I'm looking out at the gray.
Yes.
Do you still get a this is not the right terminology, but like a kickback from the government or from Washington for?
It expires. The federal rebates expire at the end of this year, which is why I'm getting them done now.
There you go.
Because it's 30% of the cost.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why it's happening in November.
Got it.
But yeah, but because of the weather, it went from being like, oh, this is going to be a 2-day thing to now it's like a week where, yeah, we'll be back.
Right.
We're going to be blown off the roof if we try and install them today. So we're coming back. It's like, It's been interesting.
Okay.
So.
And then you were also building a deck, if I recall, because that's how we found out about the stinky mouse problem. Or stinky animal problem.
Well, when we had the dead rats, yeah, but that was not how we found out about that.
Well, but
it is
maybe found
something
access.
That's going to hopefully put an end to it.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that is still in the works, but we're caught up in permit drama, apparently. So, yeah, while I was on vacation, I'm seeing notifications from the city. Hey, your contractor is not licensed in the city.
Oh.
They owe back that. I'm like, oh, great. Is this going to be a big thing? But the contractor has taken care of all that since then. But now it's still trying to get in their schedule is the stuff that's taking time. So,
oh my gosh.
But yeah, I'm hoping that the solar panels are done before the deck work starts, because we can only do so much at once.
Well, it's just a lot. It's a lot when you're doing a project. When we had our kitchen redone, it was just so much every day, and you just don't feel like you can ever completely relax in your own home.
Right. And I've been very proud of Gertie because she's been just chill the whole time.
Okay.
I thought for sure hearing hammering from the roof was going to make her freak out. But she's just been yeah, that's fine. I'm good. But as soon as someone knocks on the door, hey, can you open the gate? Rawr, 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 rawr. I'll murder you. Get away. It's wild.
I mean, I guess it's the front door issue.
Yes.
It's the training of stranger there.
That's right.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so the trick-or-treaters also rawr, rawr, rawr.
And meanwhile, Gertie's just this cute little sausage.
You're 40 pounds. Chill.
Oh, but that's cute.
But yeah, she's doing her job. So it's good.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean it's been crazy, but relatively smoothly, except for being sick, which is no fun for anyone.
No.
And speaking of, you've been dealing with the ankle thing for longer than I've been dealing with the cold thing.
It's been since June.
Yeah, but you're actually making some improvement.
I am making some improvement. I am almost nervous to say it out loud that dare I say it, it's almost feeling normal. The physical therapy has really helped. I did find out that it is not, in fact, rheumatoid arthritis. It is not gout. It might just be some weird flare-up. My physical therapist did suggest maybe it is an osteoarthritis, and so there's a wearing down of the bone between the joints. But I'm like, do I need to find that out right now, or do I wait until it flares up again?
Right.
So I feel like I've spent enough on this particular little situation.
Yeah. Well, it could be a one-off thing.
It could be a one-off thing.
But if it comes back, then you have a history. Then
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's good. And I found out, and I'm keeping everyone in the know so that you can all be my accountability partners. I found out that I made it with 1 point into the diabetes realm.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So the good news is I'm not so far gone that I can't reduce that with dietary and physical exercise and
That's good.
medicines and those kinds of things. But the good news is because I do essentially have it, I can get covered with some of these medicines and things, and I can get the help that I need. So I'm telling everybody so that I have accountability.
Right. Yeah, that's like me with the blood pressure thing. Every time they take my blood pressure, they're like, "Oh, do you have a history of high blood pressure?" I'm like, "Not that I'm aware of," but they're like, "Yeah, because it's kind of elevated." And, but of course, the times that they take my blood pressure are when I'm in stressful situations. Like, hey, I'm in urgent care because I don't know what's going on with this stupid cold, And they're like, okay, well, relax. And, and then they're like, okay, it's lower now, but it's still a little elevated. You might want to watch that. So I'm like, I've been in the let's watch that for I feel like 5 years. Mm-hmm. Same thing with my cholesterol levels. It's like, you're right on the edge, buddy. I'm like, maybe I can try and change my lifestyle before I have to get on the Lipitor or whatever. But I'm right on that edge.
And that's just it. Like, the good news is I'm right on the edge, so it can be reversed. The bad news is I'm right on the edge, which means I'm in. But I have to work on the physical movement. I've got to do some weight-bearing exercise and some things like that. So I'm like, oh, God. So, of course, the stupid rowing machine that I've been trying to get rid of for like a year and a half, now it turns out it might be the perfect thing for me because it's weight-bearing. It's also got some cardio aspects, and it would be low impact on my ankles. So I'm like, are you kidding me?
There you go.
This is Pete's like,
the answer was in front of you, covered in clothes this whole time.
Exactly. So anyway, so that is my update. Thank you for asking.
Great. Well, we've got to take a break, but when we come back, we both have some cultural blind spots I think we need to talk about. So stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back with more Don't Ask Me to Talk. This is Eric Ryder reminding you to follow us on Facebook. We're at Don't Ask Me to Talk, and we're on Instagram, again, at Don't Ask Me to Talk. We'd love to hear from you, so check us out on social media and leave us a comment, leave us a like. Remember, you can always email us directly at asking@don'taskmetotalk.com or leave us a voicemail or text at 475-999-2726. That's 475-999-2726. And we're back right here on Don't Ask Me to Talk. I'm one of your podcast pals. I'm Eric Ryder.
Hey, I'm the other one. I'm Stacy Heller.
And you know what part of the show this is, Stacy?
I do.
Yeah.
Should I tell them?
Sure.
Okay. This is the part of the show where we talk about our cultural blind spots. You know, those things that you hear about and you maybe haven't read or seen or eaten at this place, but suddenly it's like you have. It's like you know it.
Well, yeah. Also, it comes with a whole lot of people going, what? You haven't seen this? Or
Yes.
You haven't done this?
Right.
Or what? You haven't been there?
There's a shame element.
Yes. And you go, yeah, I guess I never got around to it. And they're like, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is us finally checking off the list of some of those things.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, and you can go back and you can hear some of these things because some of them are like we watched the Godfather trilogy and neither of us had seen it. That was really fun. We've talked about the movies and the shows that we haven't seen, some books we haven't read, even places that, we haven't eaten. And it can also be, like if you live in Seattle and you haven't been to the Space Needle, that's a cultural blind spot.
Oh, yeah.
It's just one of those things where, everybody talks about these things. So let's see what we can check off. And by the way, is it all it's cracked up to be?
Right. Sometimes it's, we still remain skeptical.
Right. Like Citizen Kane, I was like, what? I don't understand how this is considered like one of AFI's like top movies, if
not one of
like
the top movie of all time.
I don't understand.
Like this is the greatest accomplishment in film. That's many people have said. Many critics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
And both of us have said, well, this is interesting, but I don't know. Best?
Yeah, So anyway, but you said that you've got something to add. So let's start with you. What's up?
Yeah, well, spooky season just wrapped up, although I would argue it's spookier even now than it was a few days ago. But, during spooky season, I like to watch some, horror movies, thrillers, suspense movies that I'd never seen before. Some that I like to watch ones that I've seen before also. But it's just that time of year where I tend to watch. The rest of the time I'm watching like comedies, dramas and stuff. But around spooky season, I do like to check out the more horrifying
and thriller and
movies,
like jump scare or the like psychological thrillers, or all of it.
Yeah. For the jump scare stuff, it depends. Like I'm a Sam Raimi fan.
Okay.
And his stuff has jump scares, but it has this cartoonish element to it that's kind of like watching live action Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
That totally doesn't make me actually frightened, but gives me both like a little shock and delight at the same time.
Chuckle, like
yeah,
you got me.
Like I watched Drag Me to Hell.
Okay,
and that is like if you've seen like the Evil Dead or Evil Dead 2, that trilogy. There's a lot of this kind of gore in it that's very funny while it's being gory, and Drag Me to Hell was very much that, it's like about a bank loan officer who gets cursed by a movie gypsy. And I say movie gypsy because that, there's the Romani people,
right?
Who have been stereotyped and treated poorly.
Yep.
And I just feel like the Hollywood version of that, of the gypsies putting curses on people, is so different from the reality of that we should acknowledge that this is an entirely separate thing. This is a genre thing. It's like, if like thinking like the Leprechaun movies were a commentary on Irish culture,
right?
They're not. It's inspired by that a tiny kernel,
right?
But it's no reflection of the actual people.
Yes.
So this is that. It's the latter. It's the Hollywood gypsy thing, not the Romani people.
Yes.
So let me just make that clear for people that worry about that sort of stuff. And I don't want people to be, treated unfairly regardless. So that's where I stand. But in this case, this is the Hollywood version. And it is this woman gets cursed, and this old lady is just like very menacing and very like she ends up well, I can't even describe it, but there is a lot of like violence in this movie that is like at one point she gets a anvil dropped on her head and her eyes pop out of her head and land in the lady who's cursed mouth. And it's just like, it's gross, but it's so funny at the same time.
I hear the cartoon like,
exactly that. Yeah, it's exactly that. It's like, it goes from being like scary to like just, like one point, like she goes to try and apologize to this lady so she can get the curse off. And she walks in during the old woman's wake, basically. And then she ends up tripping and falling, and the casket tips over, and the corpse like falls on her and is like literally like gumming her face, and then like embalming fluid like pours out in her mouth, and she's just like, it's so like gross but so funny at the same time.
Oh, you're right. It is Looney Tunes.
Yes, exactly. Like the worst possible thing that could happen in that scenario happens, but it's. It really is funny. So it was, so I watched that, and so that's the kind of thing that I enjoy when it comes to the spooky stuff, where if it's got like, it's not just about like, people getting hacked up or whatever. Right. I don't want to see Saw or anything like that.
Yep.
Maybe the closest to that was something that's had this cult following for a long time that I finally watched. People have been discussing this movie since it came out. A very funny parody of it starring Huey Lewis and Weird Al that you can watch on YouTube. But it's American Psycho. And it's Kristen Bale stars in it, and he's just brilliant in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll say this about the movie. There is a lot of violence in it, but we don't typically see the violence. We see a lot of the aftermath usually, or it's just alluded to. Mm-hmm. So it's not a particularly gory movie. And there's this social satire to it that also gives it like a different edge and a different feel.
I remember when the book came out. It was written by Bret Easton Ellis. I remember when it came out in the 90s, and it was like, what? This is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure the movie is crazy, and Christian Bale, I mean, hello.
Yeah, it's great. And that was before, before he was Batman, before he had a lot of his bigger roles.
Yeah.
So they were really kind of taking a risk on casting him. He wasn't the superstar that he is now. Mm-hmm. But he's great, and he's perfect for the role. And it's just very funny as like someone that like follows music a lot, and like, it considers myself somewhat, of a critic of music. To hear his, like, before he kills people, his spiel about Genesis, finally coming into their own when, Phil Collins took over the role as lead singer, and, just like some of Phil's solo work and all this stuff, or talking about Huey Lewis in the News. Like, some of their early stuff was a little edgy for me, but I feel like they've really come into their own now, with the power of love and stuff like that. It's really funny. And he goes into this, like, they open the movie with him going into his whole skincare routine, which feels so prescient because it's just straight out of, like, an Instagram walkthrough video that you would see now. Get ready with American Psycho. So he literally goes into like the gel mask that he leaves on, for a bit as he starts his day and does his crunches. And it's really like amazing how much this just like is very reflective of, today's culture, even though it's released in 2000. It's wild. But it's also very funny and very dark. And it also leaves you kind of scratching your head like, okay, well, how much of this was real and how much is this in his head? And many more questions that I find like a good movie doesn't answer all the questions. It leaves you to think about stuff. And this is one of those movies. So I enjoyed it quite a bit, and I'm glad I finally watched it. I think at the time when it came out, I had the feeling like I just don't want to glorify, I don't want to be part of the culture that glorifies like serial killers.
Right.
You know what I mean? I feel like now that ship has sailed.
What? I don't know what you mean.
We're more embracing like that sort of stuff than ever before. It was the same kind of like stance I had on like mobster movies and stuff. And it's like that ship has completely sailed too. Yep. It's just like you might as well, if something's well made, just enjoy it for what it is and not try and you're not making a difference whether you don't watch something now at this point.
Now, at this point, with the true crime genre.
Yeah, it's just exploding completely.
Oh, yeah, big time.
But yeah, it's a fun movie. And I think even if you're not a fan of like horror movies or crime movies, this has enough other interesting elements that it was pretty enjoyable.
Okay. I remember reading the book when it came out because at the time I was a assistant manager at a bookstore. So I remember reading the book and being like, oh. And so then when the movie came out, I was like, I don't need to see that in graphic detail. But I might need to see it, especially if they're not necessarily doing the graphic detail.
I watched some comparison videos, too, on the differences between the book and the film. And it sounds like the book is way more twisted and more in depth with the violence.
So dark.
Yes. So I think the movie does a good job of summarizing the story and kind of compressing the story because it's short too. It's only like an hour 42.
Oh, it's not bad.
So they clearly have to cut out a lot, but they do a great job of making every second count and getting the whole idea across. But doing it in a way that's just not as, in-depth and spread out as the book.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I might have to see it. Because, I remember, as I said, I remember reading the book, and it's good to hear that it's not quite as crazy as the book, because the book was cray-cray.
Yeah.
But,
And the movie's cray-cray, too, but in a very fun way.
It's kind of like there's those movies where you're like, okay, this is so ridiculous that like I know that this is ridiculous.
Well, the other thing I was going to say about this is I had this notion like watching a movie where nobody in it is sympathetic to me was going to like make me just not enjoy it. But turns out, hey, I can enjoy a movie where I have very little sympathy for anybody involved in the movie.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's
as long as it's well crafted and smart and moves at a decent clip. I don't necessarily have to like the characters or be rooting for them.
No, it's an interesting story.
Yeah,
there's a lot of bad guys, and it makes for some interesting stories.
That's right.
Okay, well, my cultural blind spot was just that I was going to share that. Speaking of music, like Genesis, I was gifted a box of records. And I think I talked about this a little while ago because I was referring to them as vinyls. And you were like, it's records.
No, I'm saying it's vinyl and not vinyls.
Right.
Yes.
It's me and my plural again.
But records is fine too.
Yes. So, here's what I'm going to say about this. I did get,
I went down to Bartell's and I got some vinyls.
Exactly. I did get the No Jacket Required by Phil Collins.
Okay.
Along with Psychedelic Furs, Cars.
Nice.
Van Halen.
There's some classic 80s stuff in there.
The Monkees. The
There's
Doors.
some classic 60s stuff.
The Graduate.
Okay. Simon and Garfunkel, yeah.
Simon and Garfunkel. Rolling Stones.
Which Rolling Stones?
It is Big Hits, High Tide, and Green Grass.
Okay.
Comedy albums, The Smothers Brothers and Bill Cosby. That's dated.
Just in time to get on that Bill Cosby bandwagon.
Right? Billy Squire.
Okay.
Falco.
Stroke Man. Hey, classic. Rock Me Amadeus.
Aerosmith.
So this, you inherited this from a friend?
A friend went home to his childhood house, and he took a couple albums that he wanted, but gave me
So he had pretty wide musical taste.
Well, and I think it seems like it's the whole family that must have put. There's Look at Us, Sonny and Cher, lots of Elvis. Then the thing that I started playing some of these because, like, how could you not? Also, the Grease album. I mean, come on. Here's what I noticed. Oh, Adam Ant. Did I mention Adam Ant? And Violent Femmes.
Nice.
It's kind of annoying to have to go over to the record player and flip it every half hour.
Yeah.
Like, it's great.
Half hour if you're lucky. It's usually like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I
at
was
most.
like...
15 minutes usually.
We typically on Sunday mornings, we listen to music. And so I was like, this is going to be so great. I'm like, okay, I'm getting my steps in.
Right.
Because, like, you settle in and you're listening to music, and then it's like, stop.
Yep.
And flip.
Right.
And switch.
Yep.
So, but very grateful for the old music. I mean, also got Pink Floyd and The Who and like a whole bunch of stuff. George Thorogood.
Wow. Yeah, depending on the condition, some of these could be worth a decent amount of money too.
Right? The Police, Neil Diamond, Van Halen, John Denver. Come on. I do love the name of this this one Bill Cosby comedy album. To Russell, my brother, whom I slept with. Like now in light of
yes,
the Bill Cosby stuff, it's like, ugh.
Right, yeah.
So anyway,
yeah.
So
maybe just put those in the bin.
Right? Exactly. But it's kind of fun to go back and some of these albums that I really didn't listen to and to go back and really listen to them. That's the thing that I have been enjoying and doing.
Yeah. And my mom had the best of Bill Cosby records too. And I was raised listening to those. And he had some very funny bits. He's a total creep. We all know that now.
Yep.
But you can't deny that he at one point he was one of the funniest stand-ups there was.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It is a loss to not be able to enjoy like the Cosby Show and his humor and that because he just soiled it all.
Yep.
So anyway, there's that. But it's very fun. If you have a record player, it is worth the extra steps because it's definitely a different sound. And it's just fun to now with streaming and, you know, you can pick all the songs that you want. It's rare to listen to a full album anymore.
Right. Yeah.
And so that's the thing that's been really, that's for me where the cultural blind spot comes in. A, some of this music is not music I listen to.
Yeah.
And it's been fun to explore it. And then B, to listen to a full album.
I'm in a weird spot now where I'm buying CDs, I'm buying vinyl, I'm buying downloads, and yet I still just like sometimes just listen to stuff on YouTube. And it's like, I can't make up my mind on what I want to do 100%, you know, because I mean, I like the sound of vinyl. I don't even mind the hassle of it. But, you know, the thing is with CDs, they're so easy to rip and have MP3s and put that on your phone and take it with you, which is great. The vinyl is, for all its issues, does not do that. And they were selling like new vinyl with download codes and stuff, but they seem to have done away with that. Mm-hmm. And they're charging like $30 for it. And the CD's still $12, which is less than when I started buying CDs by quite a bit. And so, I don't know. I like getting the CDs because I like having the artwork. But like sometimes I think about how many like albums I've accumulated and think if I ever move, I'm going to be regretting the fact that I just bought, 50 CDs so that I moved into this place. Mm-hmm. But just downloads doesn't have that quite that special feel of having the physical object where you're like leafing through the artwork and stuff.
Totally. Taking the sleeve out and seeing, especially if it was one of the double albums where you open it up and, and the sleeve, there's something very tactile about the experience. It's pretty cool.
Right. Yeah. So I do enjoy that with vinyl, and I find myself just buying used vinyl now at this point, unless I see the new for like super cheap for some reason, which has happened a few times. But yeah, and as far as sound quality goes, I really haven't noticed that much of a difference between CD and record.
Yeah.
There is something about the vinyl that is enjoyable to just hold that big sleeve and to put it on. It's an intentional thing that I like. But as far as like the people that really argue like, oh, the sound spectrum, I can't honestly tell the difference if you're playing a CD through a good audio system. To me, it sounds as good, sometimes better than vinyl. But more power to you if you want to spend $40 on every album you buy.
Right?
You go for it, people.
I mean,
you're supporting the arts, which is a good thing.
Totally, and the artists, so that's important. Unlike streaming services, So that's my thing. But now I'm home and I have some time to actually explore some more cultural blind spots. So I will be doing that.
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got to take a quick break. We'll come back with today's top topic. We've got a few minutes to talk about video games. Stay tuned.
Let's do it. We'll be right back.
All right.
Hey, I'm Stacy Heller. I'm one of your podcast pals, along with Eric Ryder from Don't Ask Me to Talk. Are you liking what you're listening to? Awesome. We would love if you would follow us on social media. We're on Facebook and Instagram as Don't Ask Me to Talk. We also are wherever you find your favorite podcasts. You can follow us, subscribe, like, rate, whatever it is that you do. You can also email us. That's asking@don'taskmetotalk.com. And if you'd like, text or leave us a voicemail at 475-999-2726. Basically, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks for listening.
And we're back right here on Don't Ask Me to Talk. I'm one of your podcast pals. I'm Eric Ryder.
Hey, I'm Stacy Heller, and we're talking about video games.
Yeah, our top topic of the week as selected by the Wheel O Topics. You're the person that puts all the topics on the wheel. So, Stacy, what was the inspo behind adding this to the wheel?
Well, video games are such a thing. They're such a part of our world, our culture. When I was a kid, probably when you were a kid, the rich kids had the systems so that you could play like Pac-Man or like the Atari system and some of those first video games. I never got that. So I would play at a friend's house. So I wasn't really much of a gamer. And then in our family, with my husband working at Microsoft, the kids would get the game systems. And our youngest, Charlie, I've talked about him before, he was definitely a gamer. And he's part of this generation of young people that not only was playing video games a solitary experience, but it was a community one where you could do it online.
Right.
Like it wasn't just sitting around the couch with a bunch of controllers anymore. Now it's like you're playing with somebody that's in Europe or, Uganda or Kentucky or wherever.
Yeah.
Random picking of people. But, and so, suddenly your world sort of expands in that way. And it was kind of hard to parent that. I mean, that's a whole separate thing. Because you're like, oh, well, you are being social, but like also go outside. And
right.
So video games are just something that are not going anywhere. And
true.
We've talked about,
they're so intertwined with like movies and TV now and music. And,
totally.
Yeah.
You think about like the Minecraft movie and,
right.
Like that was a video game and, Fortnite and what a big thing that is.
Mm-hmm.
And
every movie gets turned into a game and every successful game gets turned into a movie or a TV series now.
Totally.
Yeah.
And even game shows from TV, like you can play Family Feud as a game. You can play, Jeopardy as a game. And so for you, like, video games I lump everything into just games. So, like, whether I'm playing on my phone or I'm playing on some console or something like that, I just consider it all like games. But really, they're not. I mean, like, Wordle is not a video game. I mean,
technically.
Yeah.
There's probably a online app version of it. So
true.
Yeah.
True. Did you play video games as a kid?
I did. I loved them when I was growing up. I would love to. That was my favorite thing, to go to arcade and spend like, $5 in quarters,
Yeah.
in 20 minutes, because I was terrible at all these games, So it would go really quick. And I got gifted a hand-me-down Atari at one point. And so, yeah, we were playing like the games that came with that. So it was like Miss Pac-Man, the Defenders, all that stuff from the original Atari 2600, which was outdated by the time we got it, but still so much fun. And I never had the money to upgrade to like a better system later. So I kind of lost. My friends got like Nintendo 64 and Super Nintendo and stuff like that. So I would play like Paperboy and Duck Hunt and all that, Super Mario Brothers at their houses. And it was always fun, but I never got like so hooked on it that I was like, I gotta do this now,
Right.
But I also noticed like, oh, wow, we just spent like 3 hours doing that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I was like, it's a real time suck.
Yes.
And then like I've got friends now that tell me about their like, oh, this world, and this game is so good and it's so fully realized and so interesting and so cool, this is like a work of art, as well as a game and stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, that's great, but I have a job.
Right. And people talk about like, oh, I've got like 150 hours in. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what?
I feel like it's a hobby that can totally take over your life completely. And if I was independently wealthy and needed to fill my days with stuff, which is not a problem now. My days are full. I get a couple hours of TV time at night, and I don't necessarily want to replace that with video games, because I like seeing the storytelling,
Right.
and done in a way where I don't have to make all the decisions to get it to move forward. But that being said, every time I play games, I enjoy them. So like some of my favorites from growing up, like recently when I visited Vegas, we actually went to a vintage arcade that they have there.
Oh, that's fun.
That has a ton of old video games and pinball machines and stuff. And it was a great time. And I got to play like a bunch of stuff that I hadn't seen for years and years and years. So like when I was growing up, I loved the Pac-Man games, Ms. Pac-Man, Pac-Man Jr. And I think that one was my favorite. And so they had it at this arcade in Las Vegas, and I played that for like an hour. And it was a ton of fun. But yeah, there was another game called Space Harrier that I used to love playing that. And I remember like the Dragon Slayer, and there was another one that was animated Space Ace. And I loved those games, but they were expensive, and I just felt like I just died within 20 seconds. But I loved the look of those so much that I just really wanted to be good at them, but I never could get good at them because it was like just too much of a money suck to actually get anywhere. So I would watch other people playing those. But yeah, I always wished I had home systems of those.
That's the other thing that I think is fascinating, is that there's a whole genre of social media, YouTube channels, like, Twitch streamers, the whole thing. That's just, I'm playing the game and you're watching me play the game.
Yep.
Like, that's a whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's fascinating to me. And like, it's the whole cheat code of how to get past this level, and, like, watch me play this. And that's just fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really get into those video games. I didn't play with them a ton. I didn't have access to them. My friends didn't.
You didn't have like Atari or even Pong growing up? Oh, wow.
Nope.
Yeah. I remember playing Pong. My uncle had Pong, and it was like, oh, this is kind of fun. Boop.
Yep.
Boop.
we had my godparents.
Little square ball bouncing back and forth on two paddles.
My godparents had it, and so I would sort of play, but then I was just playing by myself because I was the youngest of all of like the group of friends' kids, and so there was nobody to really play with, and I'm like, well, this is kind of lame.
It's a two-person game.
It's a two-person game, and so I was like, and so like the arcade thing, like that just sort of passed me by.
Wow.
So then when we had kids, I mean, it started with like Leapsters and all that kind of stuff that looked like little Game Boys. And then, you know, the kids had their Game Boys so that when you're traveling in the car or on an airplane, it was like, here, play with this. And then Charlie definitely was the biggest gamer out of all the kids. It's absolutely makes sense that he's working at Sega now. And, you know, hearing him talk about this stuff and having to do market research, he's like, well, I remember in 2017 when this came out in November and I had to add it to my Christmas list. And, you know, and as he's looking for, you know, history on games and releases and this kind of stuff, I'm like, oh, you have found the perfect place to be.
That's so cool when somebody's able to line up with something they love for their career. So congratulations to him. We, unfortunately, are running out of time. This is something we could talk about forever, of course, even as just the most casual of gamers at this point. There's so many fond memories of playing games. Over the years, you must have played a few. Do you have a favorite at all, like arcade or home game?
I really loved when the whole family would play Rock Band.
Oh,
and I liked the Beatles version because I would tape the microphone and I would play the drums simultaneously, and I loved beating the high score.
It's one of those I never played, but boy, that is a cultural blind spot because that was so big.
It was huge.
In the mid-2000s.
Yep. And it was fun because the whole family, like, it introduced you to music that you didn't necessarily know, and it was tactile. It brought you together. Like, the whole band got back together, and that was really fun.
Nice. All right. Well,
all right.
We'll pick it up again at some point, but now we got to find out what we're talking about next week on the big show.
Let's do it.
Three Things Island.
Oh, what three things would you take to an island, a deserted island?
All right.
Hey, I mean,
now, are you going to want practical on this, or you want just fanciful? We're talking arts, probably.
No, I mean, it could be like, I need M&Ms, I need clean water, a clean water filter, and mosquito netting.
Okay.
I don't know.
So, yeah, survival stuff it's got to be our number one answers, of course. But
I think there's lots of caveats we could have.
Right. Well, we'll figure out the rules next week.
Yeah. Let's do it. All right. Have a great week, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Thanks. Have a great week. We love you.